No, I'm good.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of the Days of Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
And I am Corey.
Who wants to introduce our wonderful guest today?
Well, today we've got Mr. Matt Grisham, the leader of the RaptorCon and the HorrorCon, and just learned a magician and a hypnotist.
The way you said leader really puts out cult.
I know.
vibes.
It's
not a cult,
It was
right?
I like saying leader because it just sounds cooler.
Just so we're clear.
It's like you already got Corey hypnotized. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got him in the cult already.
Oh, yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
No, we don't say cult. That's
okay,
not a good word.
supreme leader of RaptorCon,
Supreme leader.
supreme
Yeah, I like
leader
that. That's
of North RaptorCon, or no, I don't know.
North Raptor.
Isn't it wild that they call him the supreme leader? The guy, the Kim Jong-un, the supreme leader. He's not just the leader; he is the supreme.
Yeah, because he's better than all the
Well,
other
we got the
leaders.
czar of the RaptorCon in the studio.
the czar of RaptorCon.
How are you, dude?
I'm good. It's been a long week. I'm tired. We just got back from St. Louis, so I'm
Nice.
We had our show in St. Louis, so we're catching back up.
Like an actual con?
Yeah, we do cons in
situation?
multiple cities.
Oh,
so
no
our
joke.
St. Louis one was last weekend, so we're heading back into Evansville's version.
So that
That's
sounds stressful.
It was.
A lot of traveling, a lot of setting up and breaking down. Okay.
And we saw you at the market. And that's,
The market. Yeah, we do the market every single weekend down on Franklin Street, the Franklin Street Bazaar. It's hot and fantastic.
Muggy.
Muggy.
Sweaty.
Sweaty.
A lot of nice older gals out there.
Yeah, we met.
yeah, we got the headdress there.
We bought the.
And we saw,
you got that at.
yeah,
Nice.
we saw the Scooby Doo van.
My van was out there. The week before that, we had Ecto out there. We're probably gonna have the Jurassic Park Jeep in a couple weeks. So
Oh, that'd be dope.
Very nice, dude. Have you seen, is it Phil from Filthy? Doesn't he have a Scooby-Doo machine too?
I don't know.
Do you know Phil?
I
Do you know who I'm
don't.
talking about?
No.
He owns Filthy Clothing on Franklin right there. It's really not far from.
Oh, it's it's not a Scooby Doo van. It's like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's,
it's
but
retro.
it's like a retro kind
Is
of.
it not a
style.
Scooby-Doo van?
No.
No,
it's
but
not.
it has that vibe to it.
What is
It's
it, like a
got vibe.
VF?
Yeah.
Like a
No, it's
VF?
like a super retro Chevy van.
Do you own each vehicle? Like
yeah,
the
so
Jurassic
we
Park
built
Jeep?
the
and
we built the Jurassic Park Jeep. That was the first one. That's actually what RaptorCon the name came from.
Oh, sick, dude.
And then we built the Scooby Doo van. And the Ecto we have, it was built by the studio for the 2016 Melissa McCarthy movie. It's like one of the 7 that was built afterwards that Lyft took over or something, and they sold them off, and we got one of them.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
So it's just good
Holy
to pack
cow.
things in.
Well, so we're talking cons, we're talking cans, we're
Oh,
talking
hey,
Raptors.
Can we mention shouts to Taco Bell for taking the hit
Oh, on the lettuce.
on the lettuce?
It wound up being Taylor Farms.
Yeah.
It wasn't even just
I know.
Taco Bell.
Big hit piece on Taco Bell, though.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
They're trying to take him out. They don't like Taco Bell.
I don't know, dude.
It's called fourth meal for
I
a
saw
reason.
something. So I thought Big Milk was out to get me because
It's
like
big lettuce, dog.
dude, I wasn't
Just
born. I wasn't born like lactose intolerant. Now I've hit like an age where I am, and like I was.
You just grow into that.
I looked it up, and if you don't, they said that as you age, you do, and if you don't age into lactose intolerant, you have like a mutation.
I got it.
So you're a
X-Men.
You're an
Google
X-Men,
it.
Yeah, he's an X-Men.
No, I have. I
Lactose man.
Yeah.
Yeah, lactate man. That sounds horrible. Like you just walk around lactating.
Why is your shirt
Why's your
wet?
shirt
Tom's nipples have been wet lately.
Are you sweating?
How we like to open these shows is for the folks at home who maybe don't know who you are. Give us a quick 60-second elevator pitch of who you are and what you do.
What I do?
Yeah,
Wow, that's a broad spectrum.
Well,
of
what
things.
we're
But,
mostly what we're going to talk about today, and
So-
then like the side stuff we can talk about too.
Yeah, so we started Evansville RaptorCon and Evansville HorrorCon around town here. It's kind of like Comic-Con, but it's Evansville's version. We bring in celebrity guests, vendors from all over the country. We have panels, workshops, cosplay, all that kind of stuff, and we just kind of put that together and throw it into places in town here.
How many years? You said
COVID-ish. So
It-
probably like
COVID-ish,
us.
I think we figured out we've done. This will be the 6th RaptorCon, but it's only been 5 years. Somewhere along the line, we doubled over We don't know where, but we used to do
Likely
that. Well, when
COVID.
the event started, it started in August. It was like Father's Day. Then it jumped to December, and then it back to. So it's been moving around, and I think we've doubled up somewhere.
Okay. It's tough though because you book a lot of folks for this, right? So availability is like on your end and on their end. Is kind of
so
a
we
pain
have to
in the
find
ass.
celebrities from. I mean, we usually bring in like 14 to 15 celebrities per show.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of figure out a date that works for them, the date that works for us, and then
I'm big pumped, and we're going to talk about this year's RaptorCon coming up. I'm big pumped on Simone from Terrifier 2 and 3. Yeah, I'm so pumped on that. I don't know. I've already forgotten her real name, but she's a phenomenal actress. I can't believe she joined the franchise. I'm a huge Terrifier fan. So, yeah, I'm really pumped that she's going to be there.
Do people reach out to you for this as well?
No, we basically just have to kind of we hit a lot of people. We kind of shotgun it. And then kind of bring it back in to figure out who will actually
a little
work
bird
with us.
shot, bird shot action.
Yeah, you got to really broaden that spectrum and then bring it in.
Well, you mentioned coming back from like St. Louis. So how hard is that to do, like in the different locations of where maybe you don't necessarily?
So St. Louis. So we've done St. Louis. We've got Nashville. We just finished up Louisville as well, which was sketchy, but it's it's Louisville.
Yeah, checks out. 4th Street Live, man.
Yeah.
It's wild.
But those cities have been a little bit easier just because now we kind of have a little bit of a name in the con world. It's also easier to get people to go to places like St. Louis when you say it because it's not what city is that? Evansville, so sometimes here we have to do a little more work to get them to go, oh yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
But like in St. Louis last weekend, we brought all of our friends we've met from other conventions in the past. So everyone that was at the show this last weekend, we've done at another one of our shows. So they already knew us. So we kind of made that like, this is the call for needs here.
Hell yeah, that's the bat symbol.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice. Well, sick. I'm really pumped to talk about cons. And then you also mentioned you do some magicianry.
Magicianry. That's a weird word. That's a weird way to say it.
What do you say?
Card alchemy?
I'm just glad you didn't say magic.
I can't pronounce either one of those. Let's just go with magician.
Yeah, you do some magic on the side.
I do some magic on the side. Yeah, magic and hypnosis.
And hypnosis.
That
is fascinating. So I do want to let's get started with, where the hell are you from?
Hey,
you forgot a whole
you
thing.
forgot a whole segment.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm so not used to doing this. Thank you guys for stopping me.
Hold on. What do you mean you're not used to doing
first
that?
time.
Yeah, he already tried to go into the intro.
I'm so excited.
And we bypassed it real fast.
He's excited to see me. Okay?
Yeah, I'm very excited about it because I'm not a con guy, right? I've never been to one. So
I hadn't. Well, we'll get back to that.
my Corey over here.
You didn't do like Amway or anything?
No,
in
I've
high
never
school?
done like a big con thing, like where you get the chance to like do the boards and like listen to the people. I've never done that. I think it's cool. So I'm like super sorry. Corey, you want to do a death of the week?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Do you want to do a death of the week?
Oh, yeah.
Spin it up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
The death of the
Baby girl. Can't believe I almost forgot you.
I think you should save the buzzer for like when he's finished with the article. Just play the music, read the article, do the buzzer.
The buzzer is so loud. There's 2 people in here that don't have headphones on and they can hear the fucking buzzer.
I love it.
Okay, anyways, this week's Death of the Week brought to you by NBCnews.com. Corey, scroll up just a smidge. Just a smidge. Okay, that's the whole thing. Never mind. Here we go. Man's death on... Doing my best. A little premature scroll action. Man's death on roller coaster at Epic Universe Park in Florida ruled accident. Kevin Rodriguez Zavala, age 32, flew forward and repeatedly struck his head during the Stardust Racers roller coaster ride at Epic Universe, according to a sheriff's report.
I think this guy just passed out.
Well, we're going to find out, Thomas. We
Limp
will.
body.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He's alive in the grave right now. A man who died while on a Florida roller coaster in September flew forward and struck his head on a seat multiple times, his girlfriend told investigators, according to sheriff's report released on Thursday. Again, this took place in 2025. Just keep that in your memory. The Orange County Sheriff's Office said in the report that the death of Kevin Rodriguez Zavala, age 32, who the medical examiner ruled died of multiple blunt injuries, was deemed accidental in nature. Rodriguez was unresponsive after going on the Stardust Racers roller coaster at Universal's recently opened Universal Epic Universe in Orlando. They're just saying the same thing 6 different ways.
Do you think they'd do this like SeaWorld? Now you got to pack
fuck
up.
me. We're not done, Tom. Rodriguez used a witch. Shut the fuck up, dude. No.
Dude, I hate scrolling. I shouldn't have scrolled.
Buckle up.
Shouldn't have scrolled.
We're here now. You did this. It gets so much worse. Rodriguez Zavala used a wheelchair because of a pre-existing spinal condition, and his girlfriend and a ride employee said that his ride restraint had been pushed down several times to lock it in place. The girlfriend who was with him on the ride said it took 2 or 3 attempts to get the restraint to secure. She says, quote, stated she believed he was secured in. However, when the ride began the first downhill, Kevin flew forward, striking his head. Holy shit. Another quote, Kevin hit his head multiple times, end quote. She attempted to hold him back, but couldn't do so, end quote.
Violent was this fucking roller
It's a fucking
coaster?
roller coaster, brother. You're pulling
Golly.
G's, dude. Quote, he trusted its employees and the safety bar that was supposed to protect him, end quote, said his father, Carlos Ortiz.
Back to. Do you think they pack this one up and send it to a different theme park, kind of like SeaWorld? Like one of the
100%. You're shutting this roller coaster down
Also,
in
was this
this
a hit?
city.
Oh, this is a new place. Epic Universe.
This is when it just opened.
It opened
Yeah.
in May, bro. You want to talk about
This is
bad
May
luck.
2025, Corey. May
Dude,
2025.
I know, but
Yeah.
Why? If your life partner is paralyzed,
Why are we doing roller
why not?
I mean, not why. I mean, they should be able to do roller coasters. But
Yeah,
I mean,
but
like,
you should have somebody there that's like equivalent size of said person.
to avoid like making
This
sure nothing
is-
bad goes wrong. Like,
Yeah, you can't have some big dude and then just have this little bitty twig lady that's like supposed to try
Well,
to hold
here's
him
the
back
thing.
if something goes
We're
wrong.
a little bitty twig man.
You gotta
We're
think-
not judging here, you
this
know.
isn't his first roller coaster, probably.
That's insane. That
it
is
was his
insane to me.
last.
Oh, but damn, Tommy.
Your thoughts? What are you
Wow.
what are
I
you
gotta
thinking
say,
on this?
I remember reading this.
You do remember this article?
Yeah, I knew where it was heading already, and I
Oh,
just let
seriously?
you go there. Yeah, I was letting you just roll through.
Oh my god! I see what you did there.
I did.
Roll through. yeah, the wheelchair.
God. All right.
Call back. Okay. Shut it down.
Shutting this down now.
Shut it. Every handicapped person in Evansville is gonna be so mad about that. No, I think that they didn't do their due diligence, and I think something was wrong. They didn't figure it out.
That's a staffer that I feel bad for because they probably don't do that often.
They didn't die.
No, because
I feel bad for the
They're
guy.
probably the one that feels bad because of what happened.
That's
You gotta think,
wild.
like
to
these
me.
are like what kids that are working there.
Yeah,
for a
getting
summer
shuttled
job?
from
shuttled
Evansville.
from
I mean, like
They are children. Minors at the very
let
least.
some teenager like strap in. I mean, come on now.
The
My
cool,
goodness.
the cool thing too, though, like rewinding back one of our earlier episodes, we could ask Buddy maybe when the first time Tony Tripp came on, but he was talking about RaptorCon.
He was
actually
talking to me
did
this morning
your,
about you guys. He's telling me to make sure I tell you guys hi.
Oh, hell yeah,
hello,
dude.
Tony.
Trip is the man.
but he actually did your logo.
He did. He does a lot of our stuff. He's done our posters, our logos. That's the logo on my shirt too, I guess technically.
I think last year he did like the floor map, like the photo maps of the
Yeah,
layout.
he's done all the floor maps of everything. He does a ton of stuff. He built the website. He's done a bunch of stuff. He's big into it. He loves the whole scene of all the artists together and everything. And
not to mention, he's a phenomenal digital creator.
He is.
Content curator. I don't know what you call those folks.
I think he's just an all-around creator.
Yeah, he's just such a creative individual, and he has so
you
many.
give him a task, he will finish it before someone else does.
Even if he doesn't know how to do it,
Yeah.
it's phenomenal.
He'll figure
Like
it out.
the way his drive and his ethic is just like second to none.
So you said RaptorCon
Incredible
came
guy.
first.
RaptorCon did come first. We started out that first year right during COVID. We started out at the 4-H center out on the north side out there because we couldn't do it in the city limits. They still had rules in the city limits of what you could and couldn't do. But we were already we had celebrities booked. We had vendors that were coming in, all this different stuff. So we had to find a place to do it. Well, if you went right outside the county line, they're like, that's fine. Go for it.
Hell yeah,
There was
brother.
no rules out there. Like it was just like Wild West.
Hell
So
yeah.
we went for it and we did it. And it wasn't a bad first year, but the problem was So all the people who helped, all the volunteers and stuff, we hadn't seen each other in a couple months, obviously, because, COVID was going on.
Oh, yeah.
And that time came around, and like that week hit, and there was supposed to be like 20 or 25 of us that was going to, help do different things and stuff. And it hit, and that Friday, we got a bunch of text messages. I can't come, I'm sick. Can't come, I'm sick. We were down to 7 people that made it to the show to put the event on. Everyone else got COVID. And
shout out to COVID for
right,
fucking
for
ruining
super
everything. That actually, just not to cut you off, but like, how were you putting together this event during COVID? Because it was in the county, they were like, our hands are tied.
It was right when that COVID was kind of breaking down. Like some of the rules were starting to go away. We'd already pushed the event off a whole year at that point. We had we had some of our guests, like Danny Tamborelli, the guy from All That and like Mighty Ducks and stuff. He was going to be one of the guests, and he had wrote us, and like he was supposed to fly in, but he was scared to fly. Everyone was scared to fly and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, dude.
So he goes, "Can I drive from New York?" And I'm like, dude,
okay, you psychopath.
that's a long trip for,
17
this.
hours
Hey, but
probably.
That's dope though that he wanted
Yeah.
to like.
God
he
bless
didn't end up showing up. We didn't end up having him. We ended up having Scott Schwartz, the dude that sticks his tongue to the pole in Christmas Story.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Oh yeah, you want to know his backstory?
Yeah, wait, well, he's also done adult movies too. Evidently,
yeah, dude.
Or he was involved in producing them. I can't remember now. It's been.
I hope it was both.
I don't. Yeah.
Good
I don't know.
for him, brother. Good for moving up, dude.
we had Martin Kleba, the small guy from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
And Butterbean, the boxer.
The boxer, dude. Butterbean's a beast. Shout out to
something.
Jackass 2 or 1.
Yeah, whatever he was
when
in.
he
Should
beat
stay
the
there,
hell
but
out
it's
of
okay.
Johnny Knoxville inside of a retail. Did you remember that? They like brought in the boxer's ring bell thing, like
Oh, he
ding
was
ding
wearing
ding.
pink.
Yeah, he boxed. Yeah, he had like the
And beat the hell out of him. Just put him to sleep.
Well,
That's his big claim to the fame.
you had a funny story about Butterbean.
But funny story about Butterbean.
You had a funny.
You have
story
to have
about
one.
Yeah, he came in and he was, this is our first event. We didn't know what we were doing, and the way these things work, you have guarantees with different celebrities and things. You have like, you guarantee they're going to make a certain amount of money.
Okay.
And the conversation went with him. We handed him his guarantee when he got there because we didn't know what we were doing. We were brand new to this. And
Yeah.
we had never. My wife and I had never even been to a con before.
Hell
We
yeah.
had never been to one before. We
Nice.
made it ourselves.
No idea what we're
we had
doing.
No idea.
Shooting from the hip.
And we made it. The problem was we made it the way we saw it done on TV. We just assumed that's how it worked.
Yeah.
The Big Bang Theory is where we first saw the idea. We were watching Big Bang Theory. We thought they went to a con, and we're like, that looks like fun.
Hell yeah, dude.
And we're like,
You're like, there's a lot of nerds in Evansville.
yeah, like like, what, how,
There's like 18 comic stores. We can
like,
for sure do
exactly.
some sort
How
of
hard
con.
could this be?
Yeah.
And like we were always on the road for my job, and we're like, well, when can we find time to go to one? And we're like, you know what? If we just made one, we'd have to go to it.
Yeah.
Like, how would you not be there? So we didn't know what we were doing. I went off the path. But Butterbean got there. We handed him his money and stuff. And at the end, we were like, oh, you hit your money. He goes, no, that was a flat fee, not a guarantee. So we just lost a bunch of money. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Cool. Great. Good story.
So
It's
thanks,
fun.
Butterbean.
Yeah, our contracts are much better now. Let's put it like that.
Dude, big
We learned-
shouts to Butters,
So
dude.
what got you into like? Were you always into like? Well, so there's like I guess two different sides. Like you've RaptorCon and HorrorCon, but like, would you say that like you fell in love with those like categories or roots at a young age?
So, I've always been a big horror fan. But when we first started thinking of the ideas and stuff, we were like, well, I don't know if horror will go well here. It's the Bible Belt. It's the, we have at the time there was an anime convention going on in town here, downtown, and I don't know anything about anime, but I was like, well, those kind of people may not be the horror style people. So we started off with RaptorCon because it was like kind of all genres. We could kind of go everywhere.
Yeah.
And, as time went, people go, hey, you should do a horror convention. And that's where that one came from. We were like 2 years into RaptorCon, and someone's like, hey, you guys, have you ever thought about doing a horror convention? We're like, well, we have, but the logistics of it and this kind of thing. And we did it. And the very first year we did it, the line wrapped around the building twice.
Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
And it was like, my God, what did we do?
What have we done?
Yeah, what have we done? And we're like, we've got to have a bigger place right now. And this was when we had been at the National Guard Armory. We'd already moved from the 4-H. We were at the National Guard Armory. And like we had too many people in the building at the point. And we're like,
Oh, you get the fire marshal pissed
I
off,
don't know
dude.
about that.
That's
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a
But
bad deal, dude.
then we realized real
Well, they
fast we
gotta
got to
show up
switch.
against the National Guard.
Dog, I don't know.
Just saying.
I was saying, yeah. Where else could be safer, right? But and then we moved down to Old National Events Plaza. Now we finally got in there, and we have plenty of room to stretch our elbows now. So it's nice.
Very nice, dude. Way less mustaches there too. No fire wardens and no National Guards.
Oh, he still shows up. He still shows up.
No
every month.
kidding. Yeah. That's so okay. So I understand because I know nothing about cons. The difference between RaptorCon and HorrorCon is strictly HorrorCon is strictly horror. RaptorCon is essentially everything else.
Yeah.
Right?
RaptorCon's kind of a mixture of everything. So it's kind of like what you think of when you think of Comic-Con in general. It's got sci-fi, it's got cartoons, it's got wrestling, it's got horror. It's just got a mix of everything in it.
Have you
It's
had
just
the
like-
guy from here in Evansville that did the Rick and Morty?
We haven't. No.
There's a guy that did. What did he draw or did he write the 2 seasons of Rick and Morty?
100%
I think it was a writer.
Was he? I don't know if he's a cartoonist or a writer, but he did like the first 2 seasons of. Yeah, he just like lives here.
There's that guy on the west side, kind of by your house, that does a lot of.
Yeah, Evil. You know who I'm talking about? Evil. He does a lot of latex work
Evil
for Hollywood.
Ted or Evil
Studios, I
Evil
think.
That's what. Yeah.
He lives literally 2 miles, not even a mile from my house. I live on Harmony Way, and he lives on Rosenberger.
Yeah, Brian, way to put your address.
If you have the exact address, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Let's just get doxxed
It's
while we're at it.
it's Harmony Way, dude. That's a long road.
long road.
It could be
That is a
anywhere,
long road.
dude. But I'm about a mile north of. No, I'm just joking.
Well, speaking of
yeah.
the horror genre, you're a big horror guy.
Yeah.
What's your top 3 horror movies?
Oh Christ!
God.
Why do people insist on?
I just
doing
like
this?
hearing people's top 3 horror. Like everyone's is different.
What about bad guys? That's easier. What are your
bad
3
guys?
favorite
3 favorite
antagonists?
bad guys?
Antagonists
That's a hard
from the
one.
horror genre.
I don't know.
Because you can't.
That's
pick
probably
one.
it.
It's
tougher.
hard now meeting a lot of them too. Is the problem? Like I have new favorites now. If you go that route, because I've met some of them.
Have you met Thornton?
Who? David Howard Thornton?
yeah.
Yeah. We've had him at 3 shows so far. He is super nice.
Yeah, he used to be a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah. He is. I think it was third.
Or
grade.
like grade
I think
school.
it was third.
Yeah, grade school teacher. He's just the
but
sweetest guy.
He's so nice. He's
Yeah.
we've actually become like friends with him. Him and his wife, well, his future wife now, they just got engaged. A
Shouts.
couple months ago.
Congratulations, Mr. Thornton.
But he wasn't supposed. He actually came last March here, and he wasn't supposed to be one of the guests. We were having Amalia, which was the little pale girl in the movie. And then,
the girl that like mimics
the mimic one, and then the one that
art.
plays Vicky. She was here.
Oh no way!
And David wrote us, and
Nice.
he's like, "Hey, why am I not there?" I'm like, "You were just here last year. That's why you're not here." And he goes, "Well, I'll still come back. Whatever." So we brought him back again, and he was there, and he's done Louisville with us too. But he's a great guy. He's so nice.
Oh, that brings up a good question. So, like, when you do book these people, right? Like, you've got a cast, or,
Yeah.
a cast, if you will, like a group of people selected for Evansville already, and you guys can go to their socials, and we'll talk about that and see all the guests that are going to be there this year. But do they like once you lock them? Like, are you locking them for St. Louis, Evansville, Louisville, like, or is it like a different set of people for St. Louis than there is Louisville, than there is Evansville, than there is Nashville?
So a lot of times we try to mix them up a little bit. We try not to have the same guest at every show because since Evansville is so close to St. Louis or Evansville is so close to Louisville, we kind of sometimes do like combo packs where they can go to all the shows.
Oh, sick.
So we try to mix the guest up in those different areas so people can get a different kind of
Hell yes,
variety of
dude.
people. In Evansville has the biggest names we do in most of the places so far because they've been running the longest.
Dude, you got some bangers on here this year.
We've got a really good cast this year for Raptor. We've gotten lucky the last few years. We've got a few more announcements coming, but
Also, can we scroll up? I haven't seen. Oh, go down. The guy on the left, Chauncey.
Chauncey, yeah.
Can we talk about how he just looks like a
Steve-O.
nerdy Steve-O?
He does. That's what everyone said. That's why.
I haven't seen this kid
I've
since
literally
I
never
watched.
heard that.
I've not seen him as an adult. I only remember him.
He owns a pot company now down in Texas, I think.
Chauncey.
He was
called
also in a
Squints.
Logic music
It's
video.
called Squint.
It's called Squints.
That's awesome.
He was in a.
He was at a Logic.
He was in a
music
Logic
video.
music video.
He was.
Dude, shout out to
Yeah.
Logic, man.
He did the whole freaking song.
You went heavy on the Terrifier this year.
We
Which,
did. So
which
the reason,
I appreciate.
The main reason we did that was since last time we had the 3 killers. So we had David, we had Amalia, and Samantha, which was Vicky and all the killers.
Yeah.
This time we're doing the survivors. So we've got
Nice.
Lauren, Elliot, and Lee. Well, Leah's kind of Survivor-ish, I guess. But it rounds out that whole group of people.
Tom, are you going to get upset if I ask him about a specific film? He gets mad when I ask certain questions. Can I ask his opinion on something?
Yeah. Okay.
Terrifier. How weird is what? No, how weird is it? So when you see that, it's weird that Vicky carries through all 3 films, right? And she's allegedly to be in the 4th. How weird is it that she seems like such a minute player in film 1? You just think of her as like a played off victim, and you're like, okay, never see her again. And then you see her again. Yeah. And then she gets a little bit bigger. And then you see her again, and it's like...
And then you see where the glass shard...
Damien? Damien Leone, the way he has written that film inside and out, I know a lot of people don't like it because it's like, quote, gore porn. I fucking love everything about the Terrifier series.
Yeah, it's a very unique series, I think. And, you hear him talk about it when David's talked about it and that kind of thing. Like, he didn't quite know, because he wasn't the original Art the Clown.
No, not from when it was All Hallows Eve.
When it was All Hallows Eve, exactly. Not many people.
It was
know
a
that.
bigger guy. He was like heavier.
Mike Gia something. Yeah. Mike's. I don't know how to say his name. But he took it over from that guy.
Yeah.
And so he had to make it his whole own character, and they changed the whole rhythm of it around. And hearing him talk about how they mix in the mime and that kind of stuff into it is just it's just funny to see him, and then see how calm he is. As that, you see the movie and you're like, well, shit. And
it does. It bodes so well. He's such a good bad guy.
Well, and when he was in Evansville the very first time, we did a full makeup photo op, and he was in full makeup. They had a makeup artist come in. They did all the makeup and stuff, and he will stay in character no matter what. If he's got the makeup on, he will stay in character. He will not break it.
Yeah, I saw an interview he did with a guy on a podcast. I don't remember the name of the podcast, but he was like, apparently in college or before, huge silent film fan.
Yeah.
He was fascinated by it. And I think maybe he had done a silent film or something, but that's where he gets all his like mimics and stuff, faces and hand gestures, and because he's been fascinated by silent film for so long. So yeah, Thornton is just a phenomenal, perfect guy for that role. All right, sorry, Tom, I distracted the conversation, but big Terrifier fan here, so I'm very pumped.
We used to do on Sundays horrible horror film Sundays, and you just watch low budget horror films. God bless you.
Thank you.
There's one called Hatchet.
I've not seen it.
And there's an Asian guy, and he dies in the first one, but it's such a low budget horror film that he's back, and he plays a completely different character in the second one.
That's great.
And then in the third one,
we're not recasting that. Let's use the same guy.
That's awesome.
But they're aware that their budget's so bad. Like in the third one, there's a cop there, and it's the Asian guy that's gotten schwacked the previous two, and they're like, "Dude, we found your DNA all over the place."
It's like Stan Lee going from all the movies. They're Stan Lee.
Stan Lee was the original multiverse.
Have you ever heard of Zombievers? That's a winner.
Yeah, I have heard of it.
Zombievers is a winner.
I've watched a lot of, because we have to watch a bunch of movies, because sometimes we get emails from agents that say, "Hey, we've got this person, this person, this person, this
from
person."
This, from that.
They were the
and you're
main
like,
cast of Birdemic.
What is that?
You're like, what the hell is? There's one that I watched. It was about llamas, killer llamas. I can't remember it, but the llamas had laser beams in their eyes, and they were killing all the people in this cabin. Something llama palooza, zombie llamas, zombas. I don't remember.
I remember Birdemic.
Yeah, Birdemic, nice. God bless you. Birdemic's a really good one. I don't know. I could go on horror for days. I'm a big horror head. So.
Horror is where I stick at. I love RaptorCon because it's always been around. I love it because we can do all kinds of different stuff like wrestlers and things.
Oh hell yeah!
But horror is where that's why horror is the only ones we moved to other cities, because it's just more fun.
I just now realized we're having all these horror folks at RaptorCon.
Yeah.
So you can have horror things.
Yeah, we can do horror. Yeah, we're trying to bring more horror into RaptorCon because
I'm so sorry. This is just now clicking for me. I'm very slow.
He's very slow.
I'm very
Join
slow.
the club. It's fine.
It's very slow.
So sorry.
But yeah, it gives us RaptorCon gives us a lot of playroom to do different things and kind of work around different genres.
What's crazy is these voice actors like Colleen here. They play in so many things. If you're a voice actor.
Yeah, and that's a problem too. And it's like booking someone like her. I know her as Tails because she's in all the Sonic movies as Tails. But Naruto and that kind of stuff, I have no idea what those. I don't know anything about.
Oh,
those.
she was in Digimon.
Yeah, she was one of the voices in Digimon. So people always ask us, get more anime names or get more of video games, that kind of stuff. And sometimes it's hard to pick those because there's so many people in those categories. Like it's
like, could you imagine like her being at RaptorCon and then somebody walking up, do Tails' voice, and then the next person, hey, can you do so and so's voice from Naruto?
It's
hey,
like that,
and
man.
the next person, hey, can you do? I'm like, oh my goodness.
And it's hilarious too because we had Billy West, who played Ren and Stimpy, Doug,
Nice.
Fry from Futurama and those kind of things. And I did his panel the very first time. It was in one of the conventions, and we were sitting there talking, and he would go in and out of the different characters with a split second, just talking in a conversation.
Just
he just
total
jumped.
psychopathy, just freaking the hell out.
Yeah, his whole personality would change from category. It was just insane.
It's like they intentionally don't take their medicine that day. You know what I mean? They're
Yes,
like,
they can jump around, yeah.
I'm gonna have to be like 9 people today.
What's it like putting on some of these panels too? Because like, I mean, you probably have like questions that you want to ask that you don't get to ask.
Yeah, and the thing is, so in the very beginning, I used to do most of the panels, and I have a buddy that his name is Garrett. He helped do the panels too. We kind of switch off, and then we started getting to work with the radio people. So we have Liberty, who used to work on 105, and then Melissa, who's on 99.5, and they came in and started hosting the panels for us because they were kind of professional compared to me going in there going, hey, you guys want to talk about
What's up, you goofballs?
Yeah, what's up, guys? How
What's
you
up,
doing?
homies?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So they get a little more professional questions. I go in there and I do take panels of people who I want. So like in the past, I've taken Jim Cummings, who was like Darkwing Duck and stuff. I was a big Darkwing Duck fan as a kid, and I got in there. I'm doing this panel. I don't care what it's my panel. Walk away.
Back up.
And then we've had other ones in the past too that I'm just like, this one's mine. You guys can take a seat.
Yeah.
But it's still weird going in there and talking to these people that you never thought you'd be. As a kid, like seeing like Rob Paulson up here on the screen. He's coming this year. I was a huge Animaniacs fan as a kid.
Oh, who wasn't, dude?
Peeking the brain. Like walking in there and talking to these people, it's still, you get starstruck anyways. It's like, it's just weird thinking that you can talk to him and, ask him the questions.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking gnarly. And then you got Bill Farmer here.
Yeah,
Goofy. And then the big rooster, I forget his name. I want to say Boomhauer. That's not right.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn. I knew it was some kind of like folky name. Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah, dude. I mean, like I grew up on all that crap, dude. That's
and it's weird
crazy.
hearing them because they can all still go into those voices too. So like they'll be sitting there and all of a sudden like, they'll pop into that voice and it'll hit you.
Instant nostalgia.
Yeah, instant nostalgia and go right back to where you were.
Yeah, 9 years old, sitting crisscross applesauce, eating applesauce. You know what I mean? That's fucking crazy, dude. So what is so you've been doing RaptorCon longer.
Yeah.
When did HorrorCon start? How did it start?
It was the second year of
Well,
Raptor.
you mentioned it started because somebody mentioned
we were
but-
2 years into Raptor, and someone had said, people had asked for years about, we're going to do this, you're going to, do this topic, and we're finally like, well, we'll give it a shot. What's the worst case? What's the worst that could happen? And we pulled so many strings on that one to get like weird names because a lot of the horror names are big names. They don't want to come do small shows. It's just not how it works. And so we pulled so many strings to try to find guests to come in. And we got the guy that played Thing in the original Addams Family. Like he was and he's a magician. That's the only reason we got him. He hadn't done shows. You
guys were just doing magic stuff together.
Show me that card trick one more time.
Can you show me that? I didn't even know the guy. I wrote him on Facebook. I'm like, hey, I'm a magician too. I got a question for you. That's how you start a conversation. I'm like, who starts a conversation like that?
Yeah.
But it got him, and we had like all kinds of CJ Graham. He's one of the ones that plays Jason Voorhees. And it's just a bunch of random people, and we brought them all in, and like people showed up for them. We were surprised, but the more that was the cooler part about it was the vendors that came in because they were so like creepy and they had stuff that was so unique. Everyone had
a raccoon skull.
Yeah, there was raccoon skulls. There was like taxidermy mice dancing on poles, and like dude. Matt, I know you're thinking about it now. Like it was just crazy.
Have you seen those pencil pouches? The rat pencil
carriers? Dude, those are fucking nice, dude.
Yeah,
those
and that's
nice.
the kind of stuff. So and like everyone was just so extreme about everything. Like all the fans that were there to see the stuff, they were just so intense. We had to keep going with it. It was
you have to reach out to Evil Studios. You have to
I'll have to
make it.
Well, I was gonna say, what about with the local talents of Evansville, like metal shows are of course big here and stuff. But we have a buddy, Mike Farley, who just actually wrote a short film and then it just got like picked up, right? And
Yeah,
it's
shout out to
going-
the Slab. He won, submitted the script, and he won like a script competition and got some eyes on his script. So it's just a concept. And then he got to the point where he, shook some hands, met some people, and got a flight out to LA and like goes and works on a project out in LA, actually filming something. Gets to work, shake more hands, meet more people that way. And then he starts casting and starts getting like a budget built. And then once he had all the pieces in place, he just recorded it. I think he was done in 4 or 5 weeks.
Wow.
And it's a feature length. It's
Really?
Yeah, it's
Well, but
100
didn't he
minutes.
get some decent names on it?
Yeah, he's
in that
got
genre?
he's
He's
got
got some
a
hitters on
he's
there.
got a lady from Terrifier, who did not an actor, but somebody who did like the score, I think. No, makeup. So the lady that did makeup on Terrifier, one of them is helped on his film, and some other bigger names too. But just fascinating. Like,
I just didn't know how much of like a
Yeah, where were you going
pulse
with
you
that?
have on like city locals.
Yeah,
that
and
might be
that's the
in
thing. We try to. That's the whole idea. We've always tried to bring the community into it. It's always been about, seeing what's here and proving that Evansville is bigger than what everyone thinks.
Yeah.
So we always try to bring in like that local feel to it. We have a lot of panels we do during the weekend, and we try to get different businesses or different individuals and that kind of stuff to bring their knowledge in.
Hell yeah.
And that kind of stuff to spotlight things that are happening here. Because the celebrities do bring this, bring guests in. That's that's one of the big things. But then we want to use those people that came in to spotlight stuff going on in the tri-state. Is what
Hell
the
yeah,
overall
dude.
goal has always been.
hell yeah! So I have to ask, which one do you like more, HorrorCon or RaptorCon? If you had to,
It's like picking a child.
yeah, that's easy. Everybody
Yeah.
has a favorite child.
They
dude.
do have a favorite child. Yeah.
No, I'm joking. If you have kids, I'm sorry.
I have one kid, so I have a favorite child.
okay,
yeah, it's
easy.
for you.
Yeah, easy pick.
dude.
Just, there it was.
Yeah, first round draft pick.
RaptorCon means a lot to me because it was our first, thing that started.
Yeah.
HorrorCon has always stuck with me just because we've been able to carry it multiple places. We've met a lot of people through that way. I don't know. They're both kind of the same to me. To me, they're the same event. They just have different themes. It's kind of like putting on like a birthday party with different themes every time.
That's
What
awesome.
so since like you have a kid and stuff, do you raise him on or her on some of these past experiences?
Yeah, he has a wild life. We show him all the old stuff and then, things that are coming, that kind of
Nice.
thing. And we always try to find guests that, like last year at RaptorCon, he was a big fan of Henry Danger. It's a show that was on Nickelodeon. It had like a guy who was a superhero and a kid that became a superhero.
Okay.
And he asked one time, he goes, "Why can't we have someone from that? Why can't we have this person?" Now, in his head, it's still real. He's only 6. He's
Yeah.
7. He just turned 7 technically. But to him, it's still real. So we reached out to the guy who played the main superhero on the show. He'd never done a con before, but we thought, we've done it before. I mean, Ben Savage came here after not doing cons for 6 years. The guy
Wow.
from Boy Meets World.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hadn't done a con in 6 years.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And we got a hold of him and convinced him to come here. But we've done that a few different times with different people. We just shoot the shot and see what happens.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, like I say, it's what the worst they can say is no.
That's what we do on this podcast. How you're explaining what's happening is exactly
the same. See,
like
it's
some of the biggest names that we've had on the show. It's literally, for the most part, hey, a quick DM, or like you met a PR person and then they put you in contact and you just do your. That's how we.
I'd
got
rather have a
Frank
no
Bill.
than never no. Is the problem?
Yeah,
is my thought.
It's pretty crazy when you talk to like quoting famous people. You've talked to a lot more famous people than we have. But yeah, we've talked to like a New York Times bestseller. That one was weird. Now I'm like friends with him. We text each.
Yeah,
like,
and it's weird, right? Like
we
it's
text
weird
each
to
other
become
all
friends
the
with
time.
people you didn't realize you could ever even meet.
Yeah. Right.
But like his name was Captain Man. His name in real life is Cooper Barnes. But he came out, and my son was starstruck all weekend long.
Yeah,
and
just
to
didn't
him,
know what to do.
It was the character from the show. And the guy, I talked to him before, and I said, "Hey," I said, "My son's a super fan. He's always loved it." But we only brought him for my son, basically. We thought, who's gonna know? We'll throw a guest in there. No one's gonna care about. People traveled from all over the U.S. to see this guy because no one had ever met him before. We were blown away
because he's never done a con.
He's never done a con before. The only cons he'd ever done were studio conventions that happened in California.
I'm just now putting together. That's what con stands for. Jesus.
Man,
Oh
you
my
are
God.
You're catching up.
slow,
It's fine.
bub.
You're catching up.
Oh,
But like the guy would like when he would talk to my son, he stayed in character. Like he would act like he was that guy.
That's awesome.
And like
That's
all
so
the kids that would
sweet.
come up and talk to him, you could tell like he understood. He fully understood who he was to these kids.
Yeah.
And he made a lot of their dreams like come true. These kids were blown away.
And see, that's awesome.
It was, and that's
so cool.
more what this is about. That's honestly, to me, that's all this has ever been about, was to give people a chance to do something or meet someone that
that kid, that boy, that little boy, that little girl is
Yeah.
going to brag about that
for the rest of their life.
Yeah, until they're like, oh yeah, I met the guy who did. You know, like
Yeah.
they're going to
and even then, it's still going to be
Yeah,
cool. I mean,
they're like,
when I was a kid, I remember when the Power Rangers had a live touring show.
Yeah.
And like we got to go see them at like Robert Stadium. Like I still remember that. And this is someone's chance to meet the actual Power Rangers or whatever in person. You know, it's just
It's pretty sick, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very sweet of him to. And I think like a lot of those guys that do like the shows that are for children, like the adults that are like acting or voice acting or doing, you know, whatever affiliation with it. I feel like a small part of them is like still childlike. I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like it registers with them better.
Yeah.
Like some more than
I
others.
think the cool part too is like getting to relive some of like my son who just turned 11, might have just turned 10. Anyway, double digits. He just turned 10.
Okay.
But like
1 decade.
we got I was like, yeah, I used to watch this show when I'd get home from school called the Yu-Gi-Oh. And then like we put it on, and then he's like, oh, I want some of the cards. And then you go on Facebook Marketplace, and everybody's, you know, you just buy a whole lot, and then you get to sit there and play with them.
kids are still kids. It doesn't matter anymore. Like they're
Yeah.
still the same kids that we were.
Yeah. It's just
It's
a
cool to
different-
have the nostalgia though of like if I bought a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, who am I gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh with, right?
Yeah.
But then I can play it with my kiddo, and like the rules back from when I was a kid, not the new age crazy
Yeah, whatever
shit.
the new rules are. No
Yeah,
one
we
knows.
talked about it in a podcast the other day. Apparently, like when you go to those like conventions or whatever for that game,
Yeah, they've had to. So
They've-
that's a
they have
good
cards
thing.
that you're not allowed to play now. Like they're
How's that work?
They've nerfed the game. Like all these powerful cards have come
Yeah,
out.
I thought you
Yeah.
were going with the fact that like there's like Yu-Gi-Oh card tournaments where they have to like people show up and they're like, look, like y'all need to shower before we can do this.
Oh yeah, that's a problem too.
We did.
yeah,
we covered
we
that in
did.
the article, but I didn't know like if
We did
like,
cover that.
I
We
didn't
did
know
cover
that
that.
was like a thing. You know, that was
We usually just tell people make sure they wear deodorant. If you can afford to come to the convention, you can afford deodorant. It's one of those.
Facts.
What is the
or
okay?
at least a can of Axe.
What
Yeah.
I gotta know, because with your experience, you've seen it in live action. I need to know what's your experience with the furry situation going on in this world. Do you know much about it?
I don't
See, the fact that you made that noise concerns me. So we've covered this topic multiple times on this podcast, and for me, it's alarming, but also like intriguing. Like I want to be able to see it. So, have you seen it in live action? Like, I don't know if there's like a
In the
convention
wild?
just for furries,
Is there,
or
is
like,
there a PR way to say this? No.
or do they come? Do they like? Do you do
So-
that at your cons? I don't know.
So
like,
we don't have like a specific furry area.
thing.
That I don't know that we have a ton of them that come to our cons. So our cons are way different than a lot of cons are, because we've always marketed it to like the non overly nerdy people. Not, and like there's different levels of nerd is what I've always told people. Like
Yes.
I'm a level nerd. Everyone's a level of nerd.
Yeah.
But a lot of our people are people that just want to live stuff like that. So we don't have
Yeah.
like that kind of thing.
I
But
got you.
we hear a lot of stories in the con world about how like furry conventions go, and like a lot of them don't get invited back to hotel, because a lot of those happen in hotels.
That's what I hear.
Because
We've
they're-
read articles about it. multiple
that's-
times.
That's
litter boxes.
yeah.
in
There's
hotels.
a lot of you talk to like hotels and stuff in different cities. There's a lot of
No
interesting
mascots
stuff.
allowed type situation.
Yeah,
type
sort of. Yeah,
signs going on.
They get rough.
Okay, so what would be interesting is if they had like a con. You know what I mean? Where like all the con members. That sounds really bad.
Con.
But like all
You
the
just
people
con
that
yada
put
stuff.
on
It's like a con convention.
like
Yeah.
a convention for people that put on conventions, because then
Yeah.
you could like hear all these other crazy stories. Have you met other people that run conventions?
Yeah, so you know,
what I mean?
it's weird because like when you go to these things, some of these people are real friendly, and like you know you get to meet them, and you get to be friends with other conventions, and some of the conventions are very like
Shut off.
shut off. Shut off, and like they don't want to be involved with anyone else. They want to stay away from it as far as possible.
Yeah.
and then some of them are just straight cutthroat. So you know, there's conventions that hate each other. There's conventions that love each other. We have some good friends that run different conventions around the country, and you know some of the
Nice.
bigger ones and things we talk to all the time. And then there's some that won't talk to us at all. It just kind of it's
Is there a chance that like another con, like these folks that you do collaborate with, or not collaborate with, but the ones that you're friends with? I mean, are there talks of them, like, I don't know, maybe doing some sort of a collaboration, or maybe they, have you talked to them about, like, you should stop by through Evansville for your Yu-Gi-Oh con or whatever? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, some of the cons that we are friends with and that kind of thing, they run specific cities. Like there's one that runs in Kentucky and different things that, everyone has their kind of specific areas. We don't try to cross over each other too much. Okay. It's because some of them are the exact same kind of shows, where they're horror-based and this kind of stuff.
It's like a turf war type situation.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I get it.
But a friendly one, a friendly turf war.
Okay, friendly turf war.
Yeah.
Okay, sick, dude. Very nice.
I see. So what does it take to get a vendor booth, right? Like my uncle is a hardcore comic book collector that just like literally every Friday when he gets paid, he goes and hits like all 18 local comic
thousands
stores.
And thousands and thousands of
He was
dollars.
telling me, but he was giving me shit about like my AI bill.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you pay $250 a month to this comic book guy just so you can have first pick on his stash. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's a whole kind of membership. Yeah, we have vendors from all over the country that come in nowadays. We fill up pretty quick anymore. In the beginning, it was hard to get anyone to even possibly show up.
Right.
Now our booths sell pretty fast. We try to keep our booth fees as low as possible, just so the vendors, because we've always been very vendor focused. We want vendors to make money. We want to support those small businesses. We want to make sure they're getting what they need to stay going each year. Because
hell yes.
Some of these people they're artists. They're collectors and different things like that. So our goal has always been to create an event that focuses on them, which is one of the reasons we don't bring in some of these events anymore, bring in 100, 200 celebrities. Well, everyone's money goes to those celebrities. The vendors fall off to the side. So we've always kept our celebrity numbers low so our vendors do well.
And Brian, you might not necessarily know. So like I did candles sales and stuff for a little bit, but when you get a vendor booth, it's almost like betting money on yourself. Kind of like
it is
people coming in with like the guarantee thing. Like I would go and like buy a booth, right? And then like you have no guarantee that you're going to make your $200 back for the booth or whatever your booth rent is.
Yeah.
So like.
So it's a tough gamble for some people. Depending on what you're selling, you've got to make sure that what you're selling is worth enough to cover whatever the booth fee is plus more, so you're not just sitting there all weekend.
Right.
And that's why when we go through our applications, we always try to make sure that what the person's selling makes sense for that specific convention, whether it's horror or the pop culture.
Are you already sold out for Evansville?
Not for Evansville. I think we have. So we were able to expand a little bit this year. Next year, HorrorCon will actually be on both sides of the venue, so we'll have a lot more room. Nice. We've had to expand out, but I think so. We usually have a little over 100 vendor booths total. I think I think we still have a few booths left. But
okay,
how far
nice.
like in advance? Do you already have like next year's like some celebrities pick, some booths, all that jazz? Or
yeah, so what we do is our celebrity thing, we kind of start planning those out way in advance because anymore there's multiple conventions all over the country happening. Like you can't pick a weekend anymore that doesn't have a convention somewhere, whether it's California, whatever. These celebrities go everywhere; they don't care. So you kind of have to plan those out years in advance to get someone to say, "Oh yeah, we'll do this," and that's when we'll lock it in. And even that, the best laid plans fall apart because they get a role. Like just last weekend in St. Louis, we had James DeVal, the guy that played Frank the Bunny and that kind of stuff in Donnie Darko. He got a last minute role the day before he was supposed to leave. Had to cancel. So, I mean, things happen, but we try to plan them out as far as we can because the sooner you lock somebody in, the sooner you have a chance of keeping that person, scheduled, which is also why we don't announce them. We won't announce someone a year in advance because things could still change.
So how many mystery guests are left? I know that y'all like to keep a few on the tuck as a surprise.
The website has one listed on there. There's probably 2 or 3. I would assume. It's hard to tell. We always never say never kind of thing. It's,
okay.
We always get to that very last one.
Is that a hint? Is Justin Bieber going to be there?
I know, right?
Wow.
that would pack the place.
That would be insane.
Honestly, I'm a believer. So
I see that you got Big Sexy up there. What's the wrestling presence like at these cons?
We always try to get a couple wrestlers. So I've always been an Attitude Era guy. I stopped watching him back when I was in middle schoolish, which was like that Attitude Era when it was ending kind of thing.
Like Gen X, Generation X.
Yeah. That was my time frame of wrestling.
Same.
After that, I don't have any idea. People are like, "Oh, get this person." I'm like, I don't know who that is. That's not in my realm of people. Like we've had Kane in the past. We've
Hell
had
yeah.
Mick Foley, Jimmy Hart, all those kind of people. So we try to get 2 or 3 per show. It kind of depends on the show. Wrestlers are a little bit harder than normal celebrities because they have different requirements. So
Yeah, and
sometimes it
then a
becomes
lot of
difficult.
them are like still active in the. I mean, even though like our generation of wrestlers
Yeah.
are like out of the game, so to speak.
Yeah.
They still have ties with whatever agency that is.
Yeah, and then it also depends on sometimes too if there are legacy contracts with wrestling and stuff. They can't do
really?
certain shows. It's a whole thing. And then
Wild.
We Big Sexy got on there because we had Lita booked originally.
Dope.
But she had to cancel because she had another book. It was like a crossover booking that she had that was the same weekend. So he was the replacement guest, which I thought was better personally, but that's just me.
Yeah, and he runs his own podcast as well.
Yeah, dude.
Kevin Nash
Oh,
does.
Kevin Nash. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Plus, he has so much other stuff that's not just
Right.
wrestling related. He's got movies and different.
Yeah, he's
things
been in
too.
films. Yeah.
Yep.
He's been in a few. Wait, he was in Magic Mike? Get
Yeah,
the
he's
fuck
one
out
of the main
here.
dancers in
Yeah.
Magic Mike.
You didn't know that?
I haven't seen Magic Mike.
Yeah,
I
he
haven't
was in
either,
there.
but
Am I
All the
wrong
gay
for that?
shit that you do.
What? I like the Notebook, so I just gotta automatically be
my
in on
God.
Magic
That's
Mike.
like number 2 right after the Notebook, you know?
Yeah, The Notebook is my favorite film. Okay, very nice, dude. Okay, so let's get in. Corey, what's our timestamp? Where are we
50
at?
minutes.
50.
50? Okay, I want to get into some magicianry.
Well, so like starting out, you did magic and hypnotism before RaptorCon and all this, right?
How
so
did you
like,
get into
well,
that?
not only that, but like, how did the skills of basically being on the road from that transfer into basically being on the road now for all the cons?
Yeah, so I was the weird little kid when I was like 6 years old. There was a magician that came to my birthday party. She was like a friend of my mom's.
Hell
Something
yeah.
like that kind of thing. And she was like, I think she was like 16 or 17. And I saw that and I'm like, ooh, I want to do that. Not realizing how nerdy that was at the time. And I went all the way through school. I was the weird kid with cards going, hey, pick a card. You want to see a card trick? You know, that kind of thing.
Pulling coins out
Yeah,
of
pulling
ears.
coin. Like, look, watch this. And, I was doing
We
tricks
got
for the
detention.
Yeah. Hey, watch this.
No,
Look
I
at this. But I was, I was weird. I was a weird kid. And I went all the way through school doing that. And when I got to high school, I started like performing for money. I realized, I could turn this into like a mini job. So I was doing like kids' birthday parties and like I was working at Hacienda, walking around to tables doing magic.
And they paid you?
They did.
Hacienda paid you?
Hacienda paid me. Yeah, I know, right? Here's the funny thing. I got the job. I walked in one day, just randomly walked in off the street and said, hey, your wait times at your tables are super long. You know what could help that? Entertainment. And I did a trick for the guy and he hired me. Then I'm like, holy.
Like on the spot? Like
On the
that?
spot, yeah.
Is that you actually got some tables that were behind on if you could.
That is.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs take note.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Ellis Park. They had I walked in one day, I literally just walked in, I said, hey, you guys have like a Sunday family day. A magician there would be really good. I did it for years. I was out in like one of the little lobby areas just doing magic all the time. Damn. And then I got to college and I realized I could make it a actual job and started doing shows at other colleges across the country.
That's wild.
So we travel coast to coast every year.
You say we. Who is we?
Me and my wife now.
Oh, okay.
Well, my son too. So I took a break for a couple years when we starting all this stuff up, and we had my son. He was newborn. It was during COVID. You don't want to be on the road. It's just wasn't a good idea. But I did it. I'm still doing it now. But it's been 12 or 13 years now that we travel full
Has there
time.
been some like wild shit that like random people have asked you to do? Like, are you blacklisted from casinos because you know magic? You know what I mean?
I don't know that I'm that good.
Is he like Rain Man?
Yeah,
What are you talking?
that would require some skill level.
You wear
that-
short
some-
sleeves and you're
card counting.
flipping it out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there it is. Yeah, I don't know that I'm that talented. I'm more comedy based. So some of the
very
skill
nice.
levels are varying, I guess you call it.
Okay, very nice.
But we started doing that, and then I started traveling doing hypnosis just because I didn't want to carry as many bags with the magic because I have to go with like 5 or 6 suitcases doing the magic.
Right, a
Hypnosis,
dove.
I can walk. I used to have doves. Those were that was a horrible idea. I thought it was so cool. You look at all the magicians on TV like, oh look, there's doves. Look at this. I bought 2 doves from this guy. Went and painted them because everyone has to have a colored dove.
Yeah.
I had like a purple and a blue dove or something like that. They were horrible animals. The one ate the other one. It was a whole thing.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Jesus.
doves eat each other. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, they eat each other.
Dude, nature's
They're
brutal.
cannibals.
It's a really
I
good
guess
thing.
one day I came in there, blue feathers were gone, and the pink one was still sitting. So he vanished.
You're my boy, Blue.
He was like, I know magic too.
Yeah, watch this.
Rest in peace, old Blue.
But I mean, that just kind of we were on the road for so long, and it just kind of got used to being in high stress environments. You're always on the road. Sometimes we'd fly places. Sometimes we'd be driving night to night from place to place. We'd have to show in Illinois and then have to be in North Carolina the next day. Gross. We'd drive through the night to get there, or we drove to Boston when one of my first magic shows at a college was the day after the Boston bombing. Wow. I had to go perform in Boston at a college down the street from where the Boston bombing happened.
Jesus.
Like, think about trying to perform for people who it was
What happens when you mess up a magic trick on stage though? Like, do you have to just be quick on your feet and be like,
you do have to be really quick on your feet. You have so after doing it for a long time, you kind of have lots of outs you can make. I've done a lot of dumb things. I've messed up before, and sometimes you just got to go, that didn't work, guys, and move on.
You got me.
Not bad.
when you're first starting things. My very first show, my wife makes fun of me still about it. I was up on stage doing the show. I drove from Evansville all the way down to New Orleans overnight to do this show. Got there, got to the college, got to this super sketchy motel. I had to put a chair against the door. It was
checks out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I went to do the show. It was my very first college show I'd ever done. Never done a college show before. And I got up there on stage. I was doing the show. I had this whole thing planned out. I got to this trick where you open this book and you read the person reads a word in the book. And they close the book, they throw it on the floor, and I'm reading their mind.
Yeah.
And obviously I know what the word is. It's a trick. I know the word. And I'm looking at the person doing this weird, this thing, and I go, deer. The word's deer. And the person looked, and I'm like, what did I just say? Did I just say deer? The person goes, no, it's not. There's no back from that.
You can't even shoot a deck of cards in their face or anything.
You're just like, that wasn't the word. I'm like, oh, thanks. Great.
All right, now for my next trick.
I'm going to head out, guys. So, sometimes you just got to take the bumps when you get up.
No, man, that's crazy. Not that story. It's crazy that they have a college in Louisiana. That's fascinating to me. I didn't know they existed.
It's a slow college, but it's there.
It's a late adult learning center. No, that's crazy, dude. So how did you get into hypnosis? Like, what brought you to that?
I know you got tired of carrying.
I know
around.
carrying all the bags,
stuff,
but what brought you to?
There
that?
was a market for it. And someone asked, hey, can you do hypnosis? And I said, sure can. And we started learning the process.
Looking into different processes, are there different methods? Of course, you see the eye thing, or close your eyes. I'm gonna hit this gong a few times.
Yeah, there's a lot of different methods to it. There's there's the quick inductions. There's the slow ones. It's kind of and especially doing the kind I do, which I do stage hypnosis. So it's all comedy stuff. We make people think they're having, a guy think he's having a baby on stage, or, everyone thinks I'm naked and that kind of stuff. So you kind of make it more theatrical. If you're in an office where someone's telling you to stop smoking, you're going to be sitting on a couch and someone's going to be talking to you slowly. On stage, you have to make it 10 times bigger because you have 30 people up in front of you on stage, plus the 1,000 out in the audience watching.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of build up from there. So you kind of use a mix of all those. So you use the quick inductions where you walk up to someone and put them right to sleep. And then other people you put slowly, just so it's kind of a whole show.
Is any of it rigged?
I have never rigged anyone on stage.
So you're legitimately putting a dude to sleep. Just
It's a process. You do have to kind of induce them into it. You put them into a really relaxed state, so they are more adept to doing what you want them to. When we go on stage, we go to a college. There'll be let's say we start with 30 people on stage. I'll put them under. Now, not everyone is susceptible to hypnosis. It's not, if you don't want to do something, it's not going to happen. I can't make you do something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So if you get up there and you don't want to do it, so out of those 30 people, I may end up with 15 to 20 of them that are really good.
That's pretty good odds.
That's not bad. It's not
Yeah.
bad odds. So the other ones, though, what you'll do is you slowly send them back off stage when people are, if there's someone up there dancing up there, you can send the people who you know aren't doing well or
Yeah.
aren't under. You can just go, hey, go back to your seat.
Yeah.
Kind of thin that herd out.
Hey, bud, you're wrecking the shit.
Yeah, man. Hey, we got the last guy. Let's go get him.
Hey, you could act like you're closing your eyes for 30 seconds, dude. Just get off stage.
Just
Keep
fake
moving.
it,
Yeah,
dude.
fake it.
No, that's crazy. Well, the only reason I ask is because like hypnotic therapy is like a real thing, which would be cool to actually talk to a hypnotic therapist because they do like the smoking things.
And they did Manson.
Well, yeah, they would. What?
Wasn't Manson hypnotized?
I don't recall.
Which one of those was the book with the D?
Oh, yeah, that was Chaos. That was about Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Okay.
what?
At any rate, I just know it's a real thing. Like you can find therapists that will actually like do hypnotic therapy. I mean, it's far and few between. I feel like, but it's a real.
Yeah, there's
it's a
people,
real
there's-
modality.
there's people
Apparently.
that have a real degree in it, and doctors and that.
What
kind of
are
thing.
these like? So the jersey you have on that's signed by a bunch of people. This one here on the left too. What like? Do you get those?
Yeah,
Or
so
do they redesign them every year.
We did. So the jerseys we did one run of originally because we didn't think anyone would care. We did them for all of our staff members. This one actually never comes out of the case. This is you guys are lucky. I brought this out. I haven't had one in a couple years because mine a couple years ago. One of the celebrities walked up because I'm always running around doing stuff. And they stopped me. They signed it, and then it kind of became a thing where everyone goes to the shows. They sign them now.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this one usually stays in a case at home, and I have a horror one that has we've done a lot more horror shows because we have multiple cities with that.
Yeah.
So it's almost completely full. But a lot of the jerseys, this jersey comes out now on mine when I have to come and get it signed each time, and it goes back
Hell
in the
yeah,
case so it
dude.
doesn't get
Nice.
messed up. But
That's sick, dude. That's an awesome jersey too.
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah, dude. We need to throw that like the Thunderbolts way. Get that freaking because it looks like a hockey jersey for the
it
most
is.
part.
And hockey
yeah.
was always a big thing for me. I'm a huge hockey fan.
Are you
so
a Bolts fan?
I'm a Blues fan.
You don't go to any of the Bolts games?
No.
They're back-to-back champions, dude.
I know, but
They're
I'm a Blues.
back-to-back
I
champions.
love Blues, and that's about
Oh,
it.
my
We used to go to
gosh.
Blues games all the time. There's David right there in his costume.
David in character, like a
Every time he
stud.
takes a picture of me, he throws his leg up on me. He's like, there's another one from like Louisville that
Oh,
he
my
tossed his leg
gosh.
up on me, and like he
He's just such a wild dude.
He
Have
is.
I know I've made you watch it, Corey. Have you
yeah.
seen Terrifier, Tom?
There's been Savage, by the way, with meeting Sean Gunn, second row down, very middle. That was when he was. That was the time he came. It was Ben Savage. He came. It's his wife on the side, and then they were big fans of Sean Gunn, and they wanted. They go, can we get a photo with Sean Gunn? I'm like, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to meet you. Yes, like,
I'm sure he'll allow it.
sure he will allow us.
What's some of the craziest things you think you've seen at the conventions?
Crazy. Well, we've had a lot of crazy happen, but I think the craziest thing we've done. So, HorrorCon year 2, we had a celebrity that canceled last minute, couldn't make it. And the agent goes, "Well, I have a filler guest. I have someone that can fill in for him." I'm like, "Okay, who is it?" The guy's name was Mark Dodson.
How sweet, first off,
Yeah, I
of
know.
that guy to
Yeah.
be considerate enough to be like, hold on a
Yeah,
second.
hang on, give me a second. Let me see what I can do. And this guy was like, it was like a week before. The guy goes, "Okay, I can do it." We got him his flights and that kind of stuff and everything. And he was the voice of the little thing on the side. He was one of the the Gremlins voice. That's what horror was. But he was also the Howie Mandel was the other one, but he was the one not Howie Mandel. But,
Nice.
And then on Star Wars, he's the little dude on the side of like Jabba the Hutt's platform.
I'm not a Star Wars
Yeah,
guy.
I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I think it's like Greeble. I don't know. Whatever it was, he was the little guy on the side. That was his big claim to fame, which was awesome. People were super excited to meet him. He came in. I went to pick him up at like 11 p.m. at night because he got a late flight.
Yeah.
I was staying at the hotel right next door to him, like in the same room. Well, not the same room, the room next to him. The next morning, we got down to the show. He didn't show up.
Oh no.
And we're all, his agent's like, "Hey, he never doesn't show up." We're like, okay. So his agent went to check on it.
Oh, shit.
We found out, and here's the thing: this was Saturday at the con. All we knew is he wasn't there. He had died in his room
Oh, fuck.
the night before.
Dodson?
Yeah,
What was his first name?
Mark.
Here in Evansville?
Yeah, there's a
Jesus
ton. Trust me,
Murphy.
the TMZ took a video. It was a whole thing. But here's the thing: we couldn't tell anybody because they couldn't get a hold of his family and stuff. We could tell nobody.
Oh man.
So all Saturday, I was taking shit because everyone's like, "He's not here. He's not here. You didn't book him. He's not here." Blah blah blah.
Listen, folks.
I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be
This is a delicate dance.
So on Saturday
Talk
night,
about HIPAA FERPA, dude.
yeah,
Jesus.
it was a rough one. It was
I
a
might
rough.
need y'all to stand here in the middle of the room.
But on Saturday night, they told me, they go, okay, you guys can tell people now.
What?
You wait.
Like,
They gave you the cue.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, I got to release the news. I had to release the news.
That's
Like, I
crazy.
had to tell people he died. And so I made a video. We were in the hotel room. I made a video and I posted online. And then the next morning at like 5 a.m., my phone starts ringing. And I'm like, hello? Hi, this is blah, blah, blah with TMZ.
Oh, wow.
Excuse the shit out of me. What'd you just say?
Yeah, I'm going to need you to repeat that. Sorry. But all the news stuff wanted information about what happened. And I'm like, I had no right giving any information out.
Yeah,
I'm
of course.
I'm like, no, thanks, bye. And then it blew up, and there was a whole thing everywhere on it. And the local news even came in. We had to kick the news. We had to kick one of the local news stations out of the building.
Oh, yeah, naturally.
They were fighting tooth and nail with us, by the way. I had security actually have to take them out of the building.
Wow.
Just give us the hotel. Was it Bali's or was it?
Yeah, where was it at?
What floor? Get out of here, you animals.
But that was one of the things that sadly, it's such a bad thing. We've had, charity stuff we've done for it since that point and things, because, we felt so bad because we didn't know, it's something we could have done. He was just,
Right.
some things happen. But it's one of the things that happened because we became that HorrorCon. Because anytime we'd talk to someone, we'd tell them who we were, and they go, hold on, you're not that HorrorCon, are you? And I'm like,
That's us.
that's us, yeah. So it slowly became,
Dodson?
yeah.
2024? Yeah,
that was
that's
Yeah. So basically, we went from Evansville HorrorCon, so we went into that HorrorCon because that's what people knew us as. We were
that's
that
well, you
HorrorCon.
changed it to that.
Yeah, we
name.
changed it to, so everything now is like that HorrorCon Evansville, that HorrorCon St.
I
Louis.
thought you
We're
were joking earlier.
That's our website. It's thathorrorcon.com.
Wow.
Our website is that.
That's why you changed it.
Yeah, we've had a lot of controversy because when we first started, the very first year we started, people were sending us letters telling us we couldn't do the show in town. Like the HorrorCon.
Yeah.
We got letters, like it was like from some religious group, I can't remember now. But they were like, oh, this is so ungodly and unholy and that kind of stuff. So we actually went out and made I Hate HorrorCon stickers and hats and pins.
Nice.
Because they said they didn't like us. So we offered to sell them merchandise that was against us because...
Did it work?
I mean, I still wear my I Hate HorrorCon hat and stickers and pins.
Oh man, I got a couple of Catholics that might buy a couple of those.
I see. That's like I say. We always sell.
I'll
We
shove
sell
them
a
in.
little bit of
buy
premium
Planned
cost.
Parenthoods and hand them out.
Yeah,
Wow, Tommy.
yeah. We like to lean into controversy. We're all about it.
We're rolling up over an hour. Tom, do you got any you got any last minute questions before we drive it home?
No, not that.
He likes the blinking face.
Yeah,
It's
he's
fine.
all, his ADHD took over hard right there.
Jesus.
No,
Matthew.
I was trying to like
Like a moth
You don't
to
have
a
anybody
flame.
you don't have any like weird vendors, right? Like I mean, like you got rats on sticks and stuff, but you don't have somebody selling like goat's blood, right?
Not that I know of. If they do, I'm not.
That's just a warlock, dude.
Don't ask, don't tell is what we do.
That's just a warlock. I'm serious though. You got to get a hold of Evil Studios.
I'm gonna have to check into it. Yeah.
I don't know the gentleman's name. I've been begging to have him on the podcast. Like he does a
He
ton of.
replies. He's like, "Yo, I'm just really busy."
He
right
does.
now."
He does a lot of work for Hollywood. Like people are reaching out. His shit is so good. We can check his Instagram out in a little bit before you leave. But his shit is so good. Like he's doing multiple projects.
I know a makeup artist guy that did special effects
Yeah.
makeup for Daredevil in Louisville.
Nice.
That's hot, dude.
Might be able to put you in touch for the next Louisville one.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice. Yeah.
But that's awesome, dude. We are a little over an hour, so we do like to ask this same question every time. We kind of gave you a little preemptive warning to let you think on it. But through this journey of hypnosis, magicianry,
Card cuts.
cutting cards, counting cards, all the cons, that HorrorCon and the RaptorCon. Through all of these journeys, was there ever a time, like a dark moment, where something happened and you were just like, yeah, I'm going to quit. I want to quit. This sucks. It's not worth it, whatever. What was that moment? And then more importantly, what we care the most about is what was the motivation that pushed you through that really sticky situation or that really shitty spot that you were in?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it since you kind of gave me a little heads up beforehand about things, and
we used to not.
we used
to do it.
It would have taken me a hot minute if you hadn't.
We used to go all the way through the interview, and then we're like, "Hey, by the way, here's this really depressing question. Go." So now we warn people.
Yeah, I thought about it, and when we first started we were traveling, my wife and I, doing the shows at the colleges and different things, and it was a very lonely road. I'm going to be honest. It was just the two of us half the time. We were in the cars. Sometimes our parents would come with us to help out and things, but it was mostly just us.
Yeah.
We didn't have friends. We didn't have anything. This was before we had our kid. This was before anything. It was just the two of us.
You're just looking at each other.
Yeah. And, if we would go into like some dangerous situations with the weather and different stuff, we'd think, well, what have we done? What have we accomplished in that thing? And
just put the hazards on and go 5 miles an hour.
Exactly. Put the hazards on and go 5 miles an hour. Yeah. And, we didn't have that, what we felt like was a full circle of things.
Yeah.
And I think the cons and things have helped us gain a family of friends now where we feel like we're a group of people. But I will say back in the beginning when we were on the road and stuff, it was hard because you felt like you were alone. You felt like you guys, it was just the two of us against everybody in the world. And there was no help support there. Now we go to these conventions now. We have a group of friends they're basically family to us. And we feel like we're all one big cohesive group now.
Hell yeah, dude. That's a beautiful way to look at it. But also, a positive to that dark moment, the bond between your wife and you has to be phenomenal.
It is.
You guys were literally at each other's bottoms together.
24/7.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're just looking at each other. Yeah. And you're like, what have we done?
And we lasted. We lasted too, yeah.
And you made it, dude.
We did.
Yeah, that's super sick. How long have you been married? I got to ask now because it's been a minute, right? It's been...
since 2013, however many years. What is that?
13
years?
13 going on 14?
I can add. See?
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
In October, it'll be 13 years. So,
nice, dude. I've not been married that long, but I've been with my wife since 2015. So we're at that. We've been at that stage before where you're just looking at each other. You're like, what? Who are you? I get it, man.
What are the upcoming dates for both these cons?
Yeah, when are these happening?
RaptorCon is September 12th and 13th, 2026. Evansville HorrorCon is February 27th and 28th of 2027.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so...
And you've not released any deets on the HorrorCon yet?
HorrorCon, we haven't released anything yet. We're still working on the details for that. We don't usually start releasing guests until after RaptorCon.
Okay.
So it'll hit a couple months from now. We'll start announcing the stuff for HorrorCon.
It's actually really well planned, the spacing. I don't know if you always do it like that, because I know you said they kind of jump around, but
so Evansville and Horror kind of both sit in that time frame where they're about 6 months apart each time.
Yeah.
So we try
Wise
to keep
timing.
it gives us a little break between the
buffer.
two, and then we have the other cities kind of mixed in between.
Hell yeah, brother. Are you doing both cons at multiple cities, right?
We're doing HorrorCon at multiple cities. So we just finished up St. Louis. We just announced our new St. Louis dates for next year.
Okay.
We have a couple other cities we're popping up.
RaptorCon only Evansville?
RaptorCon will probably be only Evansville for a while.
It's
an
dude.
Evansville only.
Exclusive.
You got to come here for it.
Exclusive. Everybody's talking about inclusivity. Dude, piss on it, dude.
We're special.
Come to Evansville and come check out.
Come here to do it.
You got to get this Raptor gang going, dude. Let's go. I'm excited for it, man. We're going to be there. So I'm super pumped on that. I'm really pumped about all the guests you have, especially all the Terrifier ones. I'm super pumped. It's heavy Terrifier this year. So
it is.
Very, very pumped on that. Really appreciate your time. You're a busy man.
Thank you.
We nabbed
the
you up.
Supreme Czar.
the supreme
leader.
Supreme czar of that HorrorCon and the
It's my business card from now on. I was going to say business
Czar.
card. Yeah, czar. I like that.
Dude, but yeah, I couldn't. You could have been doing anything else on a Sunday. So seriously,
Well, thanks for having me. I say I love your guys' show, so I'm excited
dude,
to be here.
I greatly appreciate that. Thank you, because it's not very good. So any kindness helps, man. But yeah, that's I think we'll put a bow on it here. That's a thrilling episode.